This first one is about 4 years old. It's called Bully. It was this year, April or May, when on that fateful day, I heard this little 8 or 9-year-old sweetie say that she did not want to talk about child abuse in any way. It mattered not if we brushed on possibilities or hypotheticals. This child with blue eyes so chemical, maybe one of the practical and even more the ethical of probing into young lives so malleable. I heard her meekness, the tone in her tiny voice so simultaneously confessional and imperceptible. And stood still did time, as reflected did I upon a wounded soul's sign and a room full of young eyes, so feral but kind. I quickly changed the subject back from child abuse to encountering a bully, as if this is a quantum leap calculated so carefully to something more family and or funny. A bully doesn't define you. Sweating, this is the best I can do. Have you guys ever heard the expressions, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? Look, see, it doesn't matter what anyone tells you, no matter how bad or mean. They cannot tell you what to do or who you are. You're each your own unique and shining star. God. In fact, most of them are probably bullied themselves by someone else. Oh God, I envision angry fathers with belts, and thus turn on all of you. That means just reach out to them with kindness, be their friend and offer guidance, hear them out not with protest but silence, offer up timeless niceness of an order of the very highest. I much more loathe their silence than a protest or shout. This young man raises his hand to me. He's quiet and skinny, maybe 12 or 13. I disagree with you, says he, this young boy of all of 5'3". Oh, I don't understand. What do you mean? Well, you said that words. You say that words can't hurt us, but that's not true. Because I know someone who killed himself because he was called names. And he hurt so bad that he killed himself. So, no, what you're saying isn't true. Words won't just hurt us, but words will kill. They'll hurt us way worse than getting punched ever will. I defy any of you to know what to say. I challenge anyone to look into the eyes of an 8 to 13-year-old and tell them they'll be okay. So why must a man of 25 in a room full of other adults confide over his hurt from the words of children not yet old enough to drive? Time stands still. And I look to the kids until, how do I even muster the knowledge or the will? Wherefrom comes the courage to help them pull through, or the knowledge to even know how to? I don't remember what words were spoken or what sentiments were key, but I somehow dissolved that situation scot-free, BSing my own stuff about how I was fat and picked on, and I turned out smart, successful, and somewhat proud of me. And I tried to change the subject. I tried so hard to change the subject, but I couldn't shake the way they were looking at me. Oh, the way they were looking at me. I begged. I preached. I pleaded with them to know, guys, sticks and stones may break your bones, but their words cannot tell you what is so. Their words cannot tell you what is so. And yet they look me in the eye and they tell me they fear not the knuckles and the fists, for it is in fact their words you tell me not to fear that made me cut my wrists. So where are our priorities? Because the worst child has a better heart than a mediocre adult, for the anger dwelling underneath is not their fault. They did not carve out their gestalt. They were forged from their parents' hands with less thought from the heart and more greed from the glands. We abuse our most precious gift, so through that litter of your own sins sift and pick out the personal rifts that define the decline of what you call mine so swift. Because somebody is responsible. Somebody understands this piece at a level a little extra comprehensible. Those who inflict pain and raise their children to do the same will always just look somewhere else and say, oh, I was just a pawn in their game. But the innocence held dear from what's been done to you can only be stretched until you fucking beat someone too. And you remember your bully. You remember your oppressor. You remember the anger and confusion and fear where a day of abuse felt like a year, but somehow it has become okay to inflict upon someone else those same tears. It is for your soul that I pray, and also that your victims will be okay, because you hurt not just the one child, you hurt the millions in the future who will get pulled into this cyclical hell that defines the emotionally unwell, where people will create their own D-block cell and trap their victims in one as well. Do not assume there will be some inevitable escape. Taking their life might be their only prison break. I begged, I preached, I pleaded with the children to know sticks and stones may break your bones, but their words cannot tell you what is so. Their words cannot tell you what is so. And yet they look me in the eye. They tell me they fear not the knuckles and the fists, for it is in fact your words you tell us not to fear that made us cut our wrists. Thank you.